All right, welcome back to Perdido Key Gaming. Today we got some more gaming stuff. Well, that's kind of obvious, right? Today we've got an oldie but a goodie from, this is the third edition, so what, 1989. So Steve Jackson had his company down to Texas. They had Car Wars and all sorts of interesting games. I love playing Car Wars. I'll see if I can't find my Car Wars collection and kind of show that off a little bit. We used to play that. We wouldn't use counters. We'd use rulers and matchbox cards. Anyway, but this is GURPS, generic universal role-playing system, specifically designed to be really easy. Based on six-siders, and this particular rule book is useful as the same way as some of the other stuff. For any role-playing game, there's a lot of systems in here that you can use to basically, roll, for any kind of other, systems and situations and stuff. There's reaction rolls and stuff like that. But anyway, so you can even, just transfer the combat system, which is, it's, like I said, very basic. So it's all based on six-siders. There's success rolls, reaction rolls, damage rolls. That's it. And then, basically you're creating a character similar to the hero system and some of those other systems where you take, you take points and you distribute your points. And, for example, you can have a low-powered campaign or a high-powered campaign. And it could be fantasy, spy campaign, cyberpunk, superhero-based, all that stuff. So it's like the hero system where you're distributing your points among your basic attributes and your skills, your advantages, your disadvantages, and little quirks and things like that. So there's 4 abilities, very basic: strength, dexterity, intelligence, health. You can roll for your height and weight, if you want, I guess. Wealth and status. And you're buying all this stuff with points. Okay, so go straight into advantages. So for every disadvantage you take, you get more points back. Which is kind of handy, similar to, like I said, the hero system. So you can buy allies, partners, sidekicks, henchmen, if you want. Here's quirks. The only difference between, well, there's differences, but quirks, you buy quirks to give you more points. You can only have five quirks at -1 point each, but you have to go ahead and you have to role play that, or else the games master's going to ding you. Straight into skills, and using any of this stuff is extremely basic. Like I said, you're rolling 3 six-siders for basically anything that's going on. Very very nice and simple. Simple system. Although some of us, people like me, I do like Rollmaster Extreme a lot, and mainly because it's so complex but easy to figure out once you've got the hang of it. You have to pardon the noise. It sounds like the Blue Angels are coming in, or at least one of the fighter aircraft anyway. Or a trainer. It could be a trainer aircraft. But, it has a system for randomly generating characters if you don't want to spend a lot of time on a non-player character or anything like that. Like I said, skin, hair, and eyes. If you got a traditional campaign where, the hair colors aren't, crazy, Dungeons and Dragons type these days, where everybody has to be some sort of punk gangster, fantasy character. Anyway. And then they go into the rules about all the different things: throwing things, swimming, climbing, you know, fright checks, basic combat. You know, of course, is the meat of any system, really, if you think about it. There's plenty of systems out there that focus more on skills, like the ones based on the I forget what the name of it, Arkham Horror. You know, the mystery detective type things won't necessarily be so much combat. So that's, you know, for those type of people. And, you know, basically, you know, those games wouldn't have a lot of rolling because you're doing more role playing, right? So those are always kind of fun games, you know. You know, it's got kind of, you know, hit locations and things like that, and exposures and area effects and who's covered by what cover if you're standing behind a rock. So that's pretty much the most complex part is, I guess, the combat part because of all the, I don't know, math involved. It goes into, you know, diseases and fatigues. Everything's going to cost fatigue. It's going to cost fatigue, you know, and you're going to be tired after, you know, swinging an axe around for X number of minutes, hours, whatever, you know. I forget what that joke was in the Dragon magazine back in the day. It was like, to simulate 10 minutes of combat, bang 2 New York City telephone books together for 2 minutes, you know. That was an old, an old Phil and Dixie comic that used to be in the back of the Dragon magazine. But, you know, a little thing about flight, because if you're going to have a superhero, of course, you're going to have somebody flying, right? Most of the time, I think. Magic, same kind of thing. You know, you're you know, doing fireballs and lightning bolts. All of, you know, learning these spells is going to cost you some points, or you have to learn it, and you have to have you know, devices and things like that, you know, to help you cast your spells. And of course, psionics, got to have some sort of psionics for your, you know, any kind of campaign, you know, whether it's, you know, fantasy role-playing or superhero or cyberpunk or something like that. You know, and I realize that GURPS, there is, you know, more recent versions of GURPS and things like that, which probably have more information about cyberpunk type games, because, you know, in '89 there was no the web quite yet. There was the internet, and of course BBSs and things like that. So, you know, the only cyber movie that had been out was you know, War Games back in the day. That's the only kind of real cyber. And they go into weapons and armor and equipment and, you know, some basic characters and things like that to show you. They have a little, one of those introductory solo adventures where you follow the number type things in the back here. And then, like I said, they did come out with a bunch more supplements and things like that. There's another small adventure back here. But yeah, that's basically it for GURPS. You know, I played it several times with friends in the Navy. You know, it was a good pickup thing because there wasn't a lot of, you know, stuff to carry around, and you could take it on trips with you and things like that. And it's easy, you know, easy to play and easy to get along with. I honestly, you know, kind of lost interest because I, you know, like Rolemaster so much. I kind of lost interest in the mid-'90s, early '90s on GURPS. But every time I turn around, I see GURPS has got something else, you know, it feels like. But not sure if Steve Jackson is still doing this stuff. He might have just sold it off. But anyway, that's it for GURPS. Thank you for watching. Hit like and subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments, whether, you know, you've been involved in a good GURPS campaign or something like that. And, you know, let me know. Might be time to get another GURPS campaign started.